guy! He was talking bad about Dolly! I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead.
Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock. And that, as they say, is that.
Simple explanation indeed.
At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wiped from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted.
But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed.
That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that.
Miss Fay, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of way we can prove it. So what kind of things did Mr. Swallow say to you?
He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl. Is that all? Yep. Well, Mrs. Fay, you heard him yourself.
Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is.
Anyway, after he said all that, I just...
Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail?
That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. But then he put on the jacket, and he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest.
And when you did that, there were no severed cable anywhere to be seen?
Right. There was nothing like that at all.
But is it possible that you merely overlooked it? Which would make this an accident and not homicide, which I'm prosecuting you for.
We don't care about what is an accident here. Well, I guess it's possible.
What are you doing? Don't let that guy stream over you like a cheap asphalt.
I believe what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue on with the testimony. Almost got southern with the judge a little bit there. Maybe extra southern.
A loud noise? What would you say that loud noise was? Was it some kind of sniper bullet, Mr. Wright?
I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, snap! You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was.
Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted, which just makes me giggle with glee.
not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important, so try to remember what it was.
How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. That could it have been?
Yes? Could it have been? Hurry up! Hurry!
When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it, and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard. An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella ever belong to the victim? Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail. Kind of like the owner. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone. Mrs. Fay, what do you think? Is there something important in the testimony just now?
Well, it's important. This is it, Mia. The new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No! This cheap umbrella is more important. It's vital! I want to officially have it entered into the testimony.
Ha! How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer.
The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add a bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony. After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella.
Objection!
Why didn't you testify about the cheap, stupid umbrella from the very beginning?
Come on. If I had mentioned that...
I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier.
What do you mean by that?
Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electric pole.
You're absolutely right!
The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he was, or where he fell, in other words. After he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive!
No!
Order! 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 The victim. He moved. Mr. Payne. The umbrella in this photo, where is it now?
Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
I want it presented as evidence immediately.
Clear umbrella? Or is it supposed to be white, but wet?
I think it's supposed to be clear. It's cheap plastic.
Weird.
But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind.
Objection!
According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way.
Way too soon. I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render a final judgment.
No!
I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony.
Well done, Maria.
the pain. What are you chuckling about now?
Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. I was rather foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone.
I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying.
Let me guess, you have another witness.
Exactly. And this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible.
Well, who is the witness?
Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne. You don't mean Dolly.
I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear.
Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this.
You can't be serious. Mia, what do you mean by that?
He sweats so much.
Because of his hemorrhoids.
I think this is a good point for us to stop. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
April 11th, 11:52 a.m., District Court, Minute Lobby, number 3.
Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there.
It's all right. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright.
Yeah, so I guess I can start to relax then, huh?
Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts.
But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will.
Why do you think that?
Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life. That's why.
The love of your life. Well, would you mind telling me a bit more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne?
Sure, no problem. Dolly and I, we met about 8 months ago, right? Here, in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. Anyway, one day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this.
Wow.
She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She had been wearing it around her neck all day that day, but then she took it off before she gave it to me. She said, "I want you to carry this."
So she gave it to you as a present, I see.
This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my little Dolly.
Certainly is a little bottle, all right.
It makes me so happy. I want to show it to everyone I meet.
That's a little weird.
I want to share my happiness with the whole world.
Anyway, so after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating?
Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. Please.
What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that.
By the way,
Mr. Wright. The day you first met Dolly, Hawthorne, 8 months ago, wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it?
huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you know?
This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse.
What's this? A newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder?
What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there's some connection between these two cases. Am I correct?
I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself.
Ah, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find.
Thank you.
I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, looks like recess is about over. We'd better all get moving.
I guess, as long as you're moving somewhere away from me. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes. To be continued.
I gotta refill my water really quick.
Who do you think did it?
Mr. Grossberg.
Probably has a hemorrhoid.
I think, in reality, Phoenix Wright did it.
Yeah, probably. Seems like something Phoenix Wright would do.
He's probably gonna get off on it somehow.
He's always getting away with crimes.
Who wants to voice Dolly? Do you have a Dolly voice ready to go, Nate?
He's like a female Phoenix Wright. Well, howdy there. I'm Dolly. Why is she Southern?
Dolly Parton, I guess.
Dolly is a Southern name. Dolly Parton. April 11th, 12:13 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2.
Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness.
This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
What is with this stiff silence?
In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity.
Can't believe he just said that.
Oh, now then, witness, could you please state your full name?
Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous.
If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size.
You can't trust him. I will bash them with my gavel!
I love how they look straight at me when they say that.
They were calming my nerves.
Doesn't sound like it.
You are all so nice. I almost feel right at home.
Not at all.
It was nothing.
We may move on now. What's your full name and occupation?
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor to meet, for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor is all mine.
No, the honor is all mine.
Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
With all the musical references in this case, I didn't even realize until now.
They're trying to be hip.
Sir?
Is there something I can help you with?
You just go on and say whatever it is on your mind.
I'm sure there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it.
Yes, yes. I can see why you'd say that.
She's gonna be a tough witness, all right. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap him around her little finger.
Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please.
I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over.
Is Phoenix supposed to be Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
I kind of hate that nickname.
Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building.
I can picture it, Mr. Feeney.
Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. And that's when Feeny noticed I was down there. I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities.
She's starting to sound more like Yes Man. Fall out.
I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong?
Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please, tell us the truth.
But I would never.
That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue. Quit scratching up that chair.
What do you mean by that?
Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies.
See, you wouldn't have changed. You haven't changed a bit. Mia Fey.
What's this? You two were acquainted?
Yes, we've met before. Once.
In any case, Miss Fay, the floor is all yours.
It's good to see you again, Madam Fay.
Madam, I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie!
Yeah, no.
I've been...
Now, unless I'm mistaken, Mr. Wright, was in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building?
Well, I'm in literature department. I'm studying Japanese senryu poetry.
How wonderful! Isn't that humorous yet satirical style of haiku? Yes.
Nothing left to do when a man reaches his age is his best friend.
What?
Huh?
That's supposed to be poetry? Sounds more like, I don't know,
See, it was intentional.
a midlife crisis, maybe?
It's like abstract poetry.
Apparently.
For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area.
Yes, I see. That makes sense. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors.
How else would you enter? Teleportation? Little does she know that is how the judge usually gets in. When he doesn't use the front doors. Who's Dougie?
Oh, I'm sorry. Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago.
So what were Dougie, Mr. Swallow, and Mr. Wright talking about anyway?
How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined.
That's right, Miss Fay.
Don't drag the witness down to your pathetic level.
Why am I being demonized here?
Please go on. What did you see next? Are you... Wait.
What?
Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own?
Yes.
In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right?
I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did a thing to Dougie.
The name Dougie. I don't think I'll ever like the name Dougie after seeing Extracted Season 2. Why are you just slandering him?
Because it annoys me. Dougie. If I press her and for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. What should I do about her testimony just now? Oh, please. There's a contradiction. Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop 'em, shall we?
What? I would never.
Miss Fay, I will not allow you to badger the witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, She has no supporting... Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job. I'm just a little guy.
Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim.
What?
There's no need to try to cover for you, the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the truth, the whole truth and nothing but it.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything you saw.
Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my statement.
Looks like we're finally getting somewhere.
Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie.
You didn't see it?
Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground.
And at that time, there was only two of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow.
Yes, that's right.
So then what did it look like they were doing to you?
I thought they were I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation.
Oh, give me a break!
That's why I realized I wasn't watching them all that closely.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all?
Nothing at all, Mr. Judge.
I like the sound of that. Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony.
He said Grossberg. Sounds gross.
When you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department?
Yes. They're all very fond of their drugs.
Please try to stay on topic. So to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct?
That's what I was planning to do, but in the end, I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow, they all seemed to know what was going on.
Students knew what was going on? But how could the students have known what was going on?
There's so much southern accent.
I'm like a Texas court right now.
Well, I didn't know for sure that they knew what was happening. It's just they all seemed kind of excited about something.
Doesn't look like I'm gonna get any more details about the students.
So, did the students call the police?
Yes, I was just I was so panicked.
Yes, well, anyone would have been, my dear.
That girl, she's telling a super obvious lie and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. Yes, that's got to be it. Way to go, Mia! Way to go! I'm gonna have to dig deep on this contradiction to find it.